Hello again, this is Preheat. Welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. So I'm going to keep this real short and sweet today because I have a lot of Wowhead work to get to, but we just got another round of changes. So in these changes, we have a nerf to Fire Mage, but it's suspiciously the same as the one that wasn't initially included in the notes last time and then was added later. So there is like a chance that maybe this is the nerf from before and maybe they were just reiterating it. In addition to that, we also have a Flame Strike nerf. We have a nerf to the funnel on Arcane, and we also have some Phoenix nerfs. And in total, you know, assuming that the 3% nerf is real, which it probably is, let's be honest, this is what we're looking at here. So it's looking very frosty, guys. It is, it's getting chilly out here. The gap has continued to widen between the other specs and Frost. If you look at the chart here, we are almost at the point where Frost is overtaking Arcane at 5 targets. That is code red. Yeah, looking real frosty. Now, does this mean that Frost is going to be the spec that people play in Mythic Plus? Probably not, right? Let's be honest. Arcane is brought to Mythic Plus because it does a very good job. It is the funnel owner, right? Like if you're doing, let's say 8 targets, right? 8 targets as Arcane Spellslinger and you're playing the Cleave build. On that main target you're looking at, you're doing 7.6 million DPS, all right? 7.6 million DPS, that's a lot more than 6.2, okay? So Arcane still has a job to do. It may not top the overall. You'll let the AoE bursters do that job for you, but the role you have in the super high key is basically to equalize those mobs, right? So that's probably not going to change anytime soon, unless they keep nerfing the funnel. That being said, if you're just doing keys for Crest, if it's trivial, if you're not going for those super high-end keys that are going to get you title, it probably doesn't matter. You can probably play any of the specs you want. Overall, I'd say the balance when it comes to AoE, it kind of varies a bit. I don't want to say it's better than single target, but I think there's more room for different specs to kind of exceed in different ways. Whereas if you're looking at like for the raid, that's more of like a single target, 2 target, 3 target kind of scenario. There's a pretty wide gap in that range right now. And sure, Arcane brings funnels, and this is something you can definitely abuse on some of the bosses. So it is something to be looking out for, right? There's definitely a case where if there's a damage amp, which is increasing your damage too, and then there's a way to funnel enemies in, you could see some sort of gaming of the system to get Arcane to do really crazy damage. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that in the Race World first, if it goes with this tuning, them bringing in additional targets so that Arcane gets that funnel, which could easily make up for the damage loss it has in single target. I could also see Fire, even though it's lower here. The gap between Fire and Frost is kind of similar to how it was in relation to the percentages of damage as we had in Undermine. And the Undermine Fire was like really, really good, right? So I think it's still probably fine that Fire is at this number. Sun Fury Fire specifically, 5.58. That's probably not bad enough where you like Fire couldn't be played. Like Fire could definitely be a spec that you play on lots of these bosses. It's just that like Frost in a pure single target scenario is just doing so much damage, and I'm very surprised to see that Frost didn't get touched at all. What's even stranger is that Frostfire Fire got nerfed. The hero talent spec with the worst single target of all the mage specs got nerfed. That's crazy. I can't believe that they actually meant to nerf Frostfire here, Frostfire Fire specifically, but I guess here we are. But yeah, I'm going to link the sheet in the description below if you want to check it out yourself. Mainly just stick to the first 4 tabs here, the rest is for data. But yeah, that's really it. I don't really have much else to say other than Frost just continues to look better and better and better every time they do a tuning pass. I would like to know what you think. How much would Frost have to be ahead for you to actually play it in progression? Or are you just following whatever the, you know, meta specs are in the Race to World first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.